Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Leilani and today's video is not a video that I was expecting to do on my channel at all, but I watched a few videos on the whole Eugenia Cooney situation and I decided that I just wanted to talk about my thoughts on it because I have a lot of opinions and I don't know. It's so sad because I just thought, wow, if I did make a video on this, when I first saw Shane Dawson's video, I thought if I did make a video on this, it would just be positive and, I don't need to make a video on it. I think everyone has the same, type of opinion. But now things are very different and I'm going to get into that later, but I'm going to just start doing my makeup. But before I do get into this video, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below what you think of this whole situation. Just all of your thoughts. I would love to hear them because I really don't know what to think at the moment. So yeah, just go ahead and comment that down below. And please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post every single Tuesday and every single Friday. And I sprinkle in videos in between there. So yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this video. I'm also using the It's My Pleasure palette. This is like my first time using it on camera, second time using it ever. So there's that. Pretty sure it's a pretty good palette from what I've used thus far. Anyways, so Eugenia Cooney. If you don't know who Eugenia Cooney is she is a YouTuber who, and it sucks because everyone always says like she's a YouTuber who's been really controversial. And controversial why? Because of how she looks, okay? Because she is basically her whole YouTube career, she's had a lot of attention on her because she's really skinny. She's really small. And people have been like, Eugenia, are you okay? I think it's been obvious, honestly, that she's had an eating disorder this entire time. Also, let me preface this. If this is triggering for you, please click off. I do not want to trigger anybody. Worry about your mental health. Worry about what you need to worry about. If this is triggering, please, 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 no hard feelings. Please just click off. And, I will leave some links below I'll leave some numbers below for any hotlines or anything like that. I just really don't want to trigger anyone. This is only for people who will not get triggered, okay? I'm just gonna preface that now. So anyways, Eugenia has been known for being the girl who kind of everyone knows that she has an eating disorder or had an eating disorder, and she was just denying it. I've never really watched Eugenia's videos or anything like that, actually, ever. I've only recently learned about her because of the fact that she left YouTube and people were like, oh, she's getting help, and then I kind of learned about her whole story. But what I will have to say is I think that it's really disgusting, honestly, truly disgusting that people would hate on her for having an eating disorder. To hate on someone for having an eating disorder is really low to me. And it's simply because those are the people with eating disorders are the ones who need love the most. You know what I'm saying? And so to know that even people who weren't just, being trolls, people who weren't just even being trolls were still hating on her and still saying, you're not a good example for young girls or whatever, and you're this and you're that, and you need to get help for others because your audience is looking up to you. First of all, if you know that she has an eating disorder, is she really in a great set of mind to begin with? Obviously, she has this eating disorder. I think it was obvious to everyone. That wasn't up for debate. So if you know this, why are you putting this on someone who isn't in the greatest state of mind? The fact that that was even happening to her was it was just so wrong, man. People were really saying that, And then Keemstar, I think he made a joke about someone calling her the next Eugenia Cooney or something like that because she was skinny, and it was really that's how low you are as a human to where you can just say something about someone like that, about Eugenia and about the girl that he was talking about. I forgot who he was talking about. I think it was what's her name? Erica Costell. He was talking about Erica Costell, who's Jake Paul's ex-girlfriend, and I was just like, dude, what are you on? Like, what are these people on? People who claim to not be trolls or anything. Like, that's how you approach this? That's how you approach a situation where someone obviously has a mental health issue? She clearly has problems with her mental health. Clearly. So that was like one of the first things that I wanted to just address. Even though, you know, this is in the past, the fact that people would think like that is so wrong, you know? Anyways, moving on. So Eugenia left YouTube and everyone kind of knew that she was getting help. There was a picture that was posted of her, I guess, kind of without her permission, but people were like, oh my gosh, she looks so much better. She's really getting help. She's really recovering from whatever eating disorder. We don't actually know what eating disorder she had, but from whatever she had, she was recovering and everyone was really happy. Then the next thing you know, Shane Dawson pretty much comes out of nowhere and just makes a video and, you know, drops a video, the return of Eugenia Cooney. Watching the video, my first initial thoughts, I don't like Shane Dawson, by the way. I do not like him. But I did want to watch this video because I felt like Eugenia's story is very important and I just was so curious as to, you know, what was going on with her. I just wanted to see if she was okay. I think everyone wanted to see if she was okay. Most people just want to be like, girl, are you okay? And she seems like one of the sweetest human beings on the planet. So it's extra, like, we just want to know that you're good, girl. Like, seriously. And watching that video, you know, Shane basically just kind of talked to her about the issues that she had and exposed a lot of people for being really disgusting people to her. And it seemed like she was better. However, one thing is that I don't know if she was ready to talk about it. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that she was necessarily really ready to talk about her situation just because of the way that she was answering his questions. The way that she was answering his questions was very kind of like, I'm gonna answer this part of the question but not that part. I'm not going to give you a lot of information. And, you know, she is right out of recovery, so he really did not want to push a little more, you know, and get anything more out of her. Listening to that, I was like, is she okay? Is she truly okay? I want to just believe that she's okay, the way that she's saying, you know, I'm getting better. And, you know, she looked healthier. She physically looked healthier. However, the way that she was answering those questions, it just kind of was like, are you okay, really? But, you know, I was like, you know what? If she's saying that she's okay and she looks physically healthier, then that's good enough for me. I just was like, that's good enough for me. I'm not even gonna question this. I'm just gonna be happy for the girl. I'm gonna root for her. And yeah, you know, that's really all you can do. You know, and so that was that. I was happy for her. And, you know, seeing the positivity on Twitter was so heartwarming. It was like people were really, you know, there's good in the world, like the way that people reacted to her. Then I watched Smokey Glow's video and she's talking about, you know, Eugenia's friends making a video about her, and I was like, wait, huh? Right? And so I watched what Smokey Glow had to say, and I was like, okay, so I have to watch this video. So then I did. I just watched the video. And pretty much Eugenia's 3 friends made a video about how they were the ones that made her go into the rehab. And I think that was really telling. I think one thing that I noticed about Eugenia's situation and in the video, I really noticed the fact that, like, wait, so she has her mom around, and yet what was her mom doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was her mom doing to get her help? And then watching her friends' video where they were like, her mom didn't want her to get help. Her mom has been controlling her life, and pretty much when they tried to get her help, her mom called the cops and you know, it was just this whole thing. And pretty much to me, they just sort of made it clear that Eugenia's mom was public enemy number one when it came to getting her in a healthy spot. And the thing about it is that at first I went into watching that video like, are they really telling the truth? Watching that video, I was like, they are 100%, I'm pretty sure, telling the truth. However, it was a lot for me to take in because I have so much to think about. First of all, watching Shane's video, I was kind of suspicious of her mom in a way. I was like, oh, her mom's really loving. What is she doing for her daughter's health? You know what I'm saying? If there was anyone in the world who would have known about Eugenia's health, and about how much she was eating in the day, and about if she really did have an eating disorder, it would have been her mom, right? So if the world is picking up on this and they don't live with her, how much more so, or I mean, her mom doesn't live with her, but that's her mom, she would know. How much more so then would her mom know? And just not say anything and not do anything. Now, I don't know what was said or what was done behind closed doors. However, obviously it wasn't enough. Obviously, her mom did not do enough if her friends had to be the ones to do an intervention and basically forcibly take her in to rehab and do a 5150 on her. So what her friends said, it was completely adding up to me, because I know that if I ever started to show those types of signs, I'm positive, 100% positive, that my mother would do something about it. That my parents would do something about it. My family would be the first to do something about it. Knowing my family, they would have known about it and done something about it before my friends could even really recognize what was going on. You know, they live with you. They see what you're eating. They they see what you're doing. So when they were talking about her mom, I believed a good amount of it. Now, I don't know why her mom is doing this. I don't know why her mom didn't want treatment for her. That just seems so weird to me. However, do I believe that what they're saying, what they know and what they're saying? Yeah, I do believe it. Now, regarding what her friends did. Now, this, to me, opens up a bigger conversation, because it just opens up a bigger conversation to me. It's a conversation that I've always wondered, is anyone having this conversation? And it's, do you help someone that doesn't want to be helped? Like, how much do you help someone that doesn't want to be helped? Is forcing someone into recovery actually going to help? And I know that they've been doing this forever, and I'm not a mental health professional. So obviously, mental health professionals, they've deemed that this is the right way to go about it. So I guess it is. But how right is it, and whose place is it to go through with that? Especially because they don't live with her, right? So they don't know what she's eating. They don't know what she's going through. I don't know that they even knew the full story. I think there are only a few select people who really know Eugenia's full story, who really understand all of it. Because even her friends don't know, because her mom, from what they have said, was controlling her whole life. So why would they know certain information? You know what I'm saying? Eugenia was always in denial. I doubt that they really knew the full story themselves, even when they sat down and made a video entitled it Eugenia Cooney's Full Story. Did they know the full story? I doubt that they did. I guess I'm just wondering how beneficial it is for someone to be forced into treatment. How beneficial is it truly to that person? There are probably studies on it, and I probably should look them up, but this is just me kind of talking freely. That was kind of, when they said that they, forced her into recovery, I was like, yeah, but if you force someone into recovery, how are they really going to recover? There's got to be the person has to want it to a certain extent. I feel like if it's for someone to actually recover, they're gonna need to want it. And if she doesn't want it, how much is she gonna actually recover? What I will say is that they said that she chose to stay in longer than what she was basically being forced to do. So that's a great sign. And she did look better. So I'm guessing that it worked, but I guess that just opens up a bigger conversation just about, in general, what's a better way to go about it? Should we just try to just convince someone to help themselves instead of just like forcing them? I don't know. That's just a thought. But anyways, I think my main issue with Eugenia's friends' video is that I feel like they're overstepping some boundaries. I'm not sure that it's okay to just tell someone's story for them. Honestly. Especially because it's not like Eugenia's still in rehab. Like, she's out of rehab. She's on the internet now. Like, she's posting on Instagram. It's not like Eugenia's here to tell her story. If she doesn't want to tell the details of, oh yeah, I got dragged to rehab. If she doesn't want to necessarily tell the world that, then that's her prerogative. It is her own story. At some point, they need to stop acting as if she's a 5-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think every single person around her for a long time has treated her like she can't make her own decisions. Like, she just doesn't have the mental capacity for it. Just because she has a mental illness does not mean that she's not an adult who can make decisions. There's gotta be a line, you know? There's already been somewhat, in a way, you know, at least to Eugenia, a line crossed where people forced her to go into rehab. At least let her tell that story herself. And by the way, I know that her friends were just coming from a good place. I know that. Like, it's obvious that they just want what's best for her. And I applaud them for being such good friends and for caring as much as they do. However, it is not their place, in my opinion, to then tell the world her story. It's just not. I did my mascara off camera. I also just don't know if I believe that she needed to tell that part of the story. At least not yet. Because the thing about the internet is that it can turn negative very quickly. It's already kind of turned negative, you know? You have this great video and she seems happy and everyone's happy, and then there's just this cloud of negativity that just comes right over it. I don't think that she owed the internet an explanation. She didn't owe any of us an explanation to begin with, all right? The fact that we got something from her, you know, that was just her saying, you know, I'm just gonna share it. She didn't need to share it. That is not her obligation. She does not owe anyone an explanation, okay? Especially after the way that the internet has been treating her. It's just, she doesn't owe anyone an explanation, okay? Second of all, if she had just come out and said, yeah, I was dragged to rehab, I had no other choice, the first thing that would come out of Keemstar's mouth is she really recovering? Is she gonna relapse, you know? Everyone already we already have these questions, but for us to just kind of assume that she did rehab on her own and she got help on her own, it sparks less questions. And I know that it's, you know, borderline lying. However, in this situation, I just feel like we don't need to know the details. We don't need to know the details, because the more the internet knows about the situation, the more it's going to be negative. The more it's going to turn into a negative. And on top of that, it's just too early. I think that it's too early. Honestly, even watching Shane's video, I was like, this is kind of early to be talking about this. It's too early to dive into a recovery story that's still going on, you know? Like, it's not like she's totally over it and, you know, she's maybe a year out or something like that and now she can talk about it. This is fresh. So why would she then have to talk about all of the details? I think that the way that she did it kind of protected her. It protected her mental health. I think it protected just, you know, the internet can be a sad, scary gross place at times, and they don't need to know that you were forcibly taken into rehab. Now, I understand what her friends' point was of bringing that up and making that known to the public. However, I don't agree with them making it known to the public. I don't agree with it just because you don't tell someone else's story. You don't do that. The one thing about Shane Dawson's video is that these words were coming out of her mouth, okay? This is her story. Regardless of, what you know about it, at the end of the day, if this is what she's sharing about her own mental health and eating disorder, then that's it, okay? Like, I would have been so upset if they had come out and said what she had. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't do that. You just let her take her time, and even just letting her say it herself, that shows progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just shows that she's making progress. Let her just kind of show that she's making progress. You don't need to tell her story. And then the last point that I just kind of want to make, and the last thing that I kind of want to touch on is, did Shane know? Regardless of if Shane knew or not, it's not his place to then tell. You know what I'm saying? It's not his place to tell, oh yeah, I know that she was forcibly taken into rehab, so let me put that in the video. I think the whole purpose of Shane's video was to just spark some positivity in Eugenia's life, to spark some support. What the girl needs right now is just support and love and happiness. First of all, she's already one of like the sweetest people I've ever literally seen in my life. Just the way that she handles bullies, and the way that she handled the hate for no reason, really. Like, how are you gonna hate on someone for having an eating disorder? How are you gonna hate someone for that? Like, that's so disgusting. But anyways, the fact that the way that she handled that was just so, just so sweet. And I think even if Shane knew, does it matter that he knew? No, it doesn't. At the end of the day, we don't need to know. We don't need to know exactly what happened to her. We just need to know that she's okay. I think just knowing that she's okay is the only information that people really would like to know. I think that that's the information that people would really need. Just her subscribers, just knowing that she's okay, that she's good. Is she good with her mom? That's a different conversation. But at the end of the day, we don't know. Like, we can't say that she's in a bad spot with her mom. Do I believe that she's in a bad spot with her mom and that her mom is controlling? Yes, I do. But she's a grown woman, And at some point, we have to just be like, you're a grown woman. This is your life. And if you're okay, great. If you have to handle stuff with your mom, that's on you. That's your business. There's certain things that I just feel like we're overstepping some type of boundary. There are some boundaries that are being overstepped, and I think her friends overstepped some boundaries. Regardless of their intention, I just feel like some boundaries were definitely overstepped. And so, yeah, I'm not sure what the answer is going forward. Like, does someone say something about her mom? Personally, I don't know. It depends on how bad it gets. But the public, we don't know a lot. Like, we obviously didn't know that she was forcibly taken into rehab. We didn't know that. So how much more do we not know about her relationship with her mom? There's too much that we don't know to then, start saying, well, she needs to do this and she needs to do that. I'm just happy that she's in a better place. And hopefully she stays in that better place. And whatever she needs to do is up to the mental health professionals around her. Her friends and family can help her to a certain extent, but what is the right answer? We don't know. Overall, here's just my thoughts. I don't think that it's her friends' place to tell us what's going on with her. I think that when she's ready, she'll tell us what's going on. Or maybe she won't, and that's okay. The only thing that the public, I don't even know if we have like a right to know, but just knowing that she's okay. That's really it. That's the only information that I don't want to say that we're even owed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is her life. At the end of the day, this is her personal life. It's not like we need to know that she's scamming fans or anything. Like, this is her personal information, her personal journey. If she wants to share nothing with us, that is her prerogative as a grown woman, and that needs to be respected. So for her friends to cross that line and just bring it to the general public, to me, wasn't right. It just wasn't. The way that Shane did it was right, in my opinion, just because he shared information that she wanted to put out there. Okay? He only shared information that she wanted to put out there. It doesn't matter. Like, people are saying he's biased. Well, like, it's not like he's reporting on some news story. He's reporting on someone's life, you know? If he's biased towards her, then good. That's what should happen. That's just my opinion on it. That's just how I feel. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching me ramble, and I don't even know. I just wanted to get this video out there because I just felt like there was so much to say about it, and I just want to say it. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Again, I will leave you know, some mental health hotlines in the description below, and I'm just really glad that you watched. Please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Go ahead and comment down below what you think of this entire situation. Like, just your thoughts, just go ahead and leave them down below. If you disagree with me, please tell me why. I can see people disagreeing with me, and I can see so many different perspectives that are totally valid. So I would love to hear yours down below in the comments. And please do subscribe to my channel. I post every single Tuesday and every single Friday, and I think I'm definitely going to start doing more of these just get ready with me's and just talking about, you know, things in, you know, the YouTube community. I've talked about them before, but I don't know. I just feel like these types of videos are my favorite types of videos to do. So yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.